Welcome to AMC EFX. I'm Stan Winston.
In 1994, fresh off of the success of the original Jurassic Park, Stan Winston began developing special effects for the first live-action Godzilla movie in America. I've already done a generalized outline of that film before in the past, but in this video, I wanted to talk about one of the designs for the villains of the film, which happened to be this grotesque-looking monster with the ominous name of a probe bat.
I get the Oscar just standing there.
Yo, you want me to act now?
What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to go over this abandoned concept from the 1994 movie that eventually became the Tristar product we all know about from 1998. I saw that movie in theaters. I know a lot of people still hate it, but hey, it's kind of my Godzilla. So the basic idea for this movie that we're talking about today would have been that a strange meteor was supposed to react like a weird liquid metal, maybe based off of what James Cameron had just done in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's how I think the special effects would have looked for that, before the stuff enters into a cave and absorbs a colony of bats, which created these bizarre looking creatures. They were supposed to absorb other creatures before returning to the cave in order to deliver the genetic material to another monster that would become known as the Gryphon. Now, in my personal opinion, guys, and this goes without saying, but Stan Winston, he really knocked it out of the park with this one. I mean, his effects studio is always awesome at practical effects work, but this is the kind of thing that I think would have been incredible to see in an American Godzilla movie, especially in the 90s, and it even reminds me of a little bit of the kind of crazy stuff that Godzilla wound up taking on in the sequel to the 1998 film through that cool TV series. Yeah, that's right, guys. What you're looking at is official. This was created for Godzilla, that movie that we never got to see from 1994. The director of Twister was going to do it. Like I said, special effects from Jurassic Park. It was going to be cool. I've already talked about the general outline of it, so we're not going to dive into that stuff. Now, there's also something kind of just scary and really eerie looking about these animals. I mean, we know that they're basically genetic mutant alien freaks with the combined makeup of a normal bat from planet Earth. But the fangs, the wings, and the overall shape of their skulls and the body, it's just iconic for something that never got released, and I think that's saying a lot. On a more practical level, if this movie ever did come out, especially back then, you know, if we actually got these things canonized in a feature film, it probably would have become a 1990s monster movie staple. I mean, think about it. Stan Winston was on top of his game back then, and he creates a new monster to fight Godzilla for the world to see. You know, people are going to have it ingrained in their brains. They'll be eagerly waiting for it. Jurassic Park had just come out. It would have been a big deal. Now, as far as the actual abilities of these monsters go, I have no idea how they would have used the whole absorbing genetic material thing as far as a special effect goes, but I'm going to assume it would have been even more special effects that were like in between creations mixed with other animals. What I mean is, like, they'd probably have done some sort of in between creation of practical effects where the morphing was supposed to take place, ergo what we saw in movies like John Carpenter's The Thing. Or they could just use CGI, like the Terminator 2 idea I talked about at the beginning of the video for the more, like, you know, absorption sort of effect. Either way, these guys were just a preliminary subject to the main bad guy, the Gryphon, which that alone, his name sounds extremely intimidating. They had a whole other special effect made for him, but as far as the American-made Godzilla monsters go, I think the probe bats are actually some of the most interesting ones that never got made. And due to this being a project Stan was working on right after Jurassic Park, you can bet they would have been designed and moved in a way that would have gotten everyone talking. I cannot stress that enough. I do think it sounds kind of interesting as far as their abilities go and what eventually did get made by Toho. I mean, honestly, this does sound sort of similar to Orga from Godzilla 2000 or Megaguirus just 5 years later, but still, these guys are without a shadow of a doubt cool monsters in every way, and I wish they actually would show up sometime in the future. Currently, American Godzilla movies are dominated by the Monsterverse. There hasn't really been anything else to think of, and I gotta be real with you guys. I would still love to see a sequel to the Tristar film, but this stuff right here, man, these special effects and the monstrous looking creatures that they were going to bring about in a new Godzilla movie, it's extremely cool to me, and it's something that I think a lot of people would have been all over. This stuff would have been in Fangoria, it would have been in Cinefantastique or Cinefex. You would have saw these new American monsters Godzilla was going to fight everywhere, and it even has a little bit of the whole Velociraptor idea going into it, like smaller creatures before you get to the main course big bad guy, which is, you know, T-Rex in Jurassic Park, and it's gonna be the Gryphon in the '94 film. But hey, those are all just my own thoughts and opinions on these unused monsters. Now, what do you guys think? Personally, these are some of the coolest looking designs that ever got made for an American Godzilla bad guy. The practical effects look awesome, and I'm gonna say it, I think it looks like better than 80% of what Legendary has done. But those are all just my own thoughts and opinions. Whatever yours happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below.
That's the biggest thing. More important than any detail is the silhouette of the creature.
Let me tell you something, brother. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you can be updated when I put out new videos. God bless you all. Christ is King. I hope you all enjoyed your time. And as always, take it easy.